wanted to, I wanted to share about what I'm realizing about myself. Um, I realize that I have this huge addiction to dominate people and to control and I'm very competitive. I want to manage what other people think about me. I want to have an edge over people who are antagonistic towards me. Um, I say that I hate violence, but I engage in what are essentially violent fantasies. I don't know why people want to kill other people. I don't know why people want to put others into the ground. I don't know why people think that they can solve a problem by disposing of another person. I don't think I would ever do that. I don't. At this point, honestly, I can say I don't feel like I want to murder anyone. But if someone were to attack me and subdue me, then I would want to, uh, I don't know what the expression is. I'd want to do some kind of Tai Chi, you know, like take their energy and give it back to them, like bounce it off of me and bring it back to them. Now, people who are violent, people who are violent, like to think that that's a good thing. Like, like what's that Steven Seagal guy? Aikido. It's in a lot of martial arts where you reverse the energy that is sent towards you. Okay, and I kind of want to do that. Like, if someone pulled a gun on me, I would rush them and I would take the gun from them, even if I were shot. And even if I were dying, I would want to take the gun from them and point it at them so that they knew that they don't have that edge against me. I have the edge against them. But the weird thing is, I wouldn't kill them. I know I wouldn't. I just want them to know that they can't do to me what I want them, what they think they can do to me. I'm not their bitch, whatever the expression is. I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know why I'm like this. But I'm really. I was I was listening to a part of the movie Pulp Fiction yesterday. A coworker was playing it on the speaker, and it's the part where the character played by Samuel L. Jackson reads off these biblical quotes. One one part of it is to say, "And you shall know that I am the Lord," because of such and such, and it was a very powerful delivery. But I asked my coworker, "What the hell is that? Like, why is that being played?" Because Samuel L. Jackson um, continues to, after he says all that biblical spiel, he kills someone, he shoots someone dead. And I really hate that. I really, really hate that. Um, and I was thinking, like, is it because it's something that traumatizes me? I don't think so, honestly. I actually don't think it's because it's something that I'm traumatized by. Or maybe I am. But it's more like I want to, at this stage, the level where I am, the level emotionally where I am is that I can't stand the idea of someone dominating me, someone doing that to me, someone pulling a gun and just shooting me dead. I couldn't stand there. Like, if I had a car and someone carjacked me and pulled a gun on me, I would say no. You're not having this car under the threat of a gun. I would say no. If someone just wanted the few dollars in my pocket or my credit card, which I can easily call the credit card company and say, you know, disable this credit card, an hour after, or after the guy's gone. I could call and say that. I think I would say no. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't want to give it up. I try and reason with the person, and maybe they would shoot me, but like that's how I feel. That's how I am because I am so um, resistant to being controlled. I am controlled. People do have an effect on me, and I bow to you know depraved whims of others. But when it comes down to like violent situations, the threat of physical violence, I feel that I would not kowtow to that. I don't know. Maybe it's a little different than some people. Maybe the fact that I don't want to kill people is good, but I would be violent in a manner of speaking. Like, I think it's even violent to want that, to want something like that to happen. And then you can put yourself into a situation where that can happen. It's interesting that it's never happened to me. Like something like that never. When I haven't worn a mask in a store, people don't come to me and say you should really wear a mask. People look at me. This woman the other day was just eyeballing me. She wants to say something, but I think I'm a little scary to people. I think the way I look, I think my size is a little frightening or something. I can't even say that I have this like aura of decentness or goodness where people are like, you know what, he's not wearing a mask, but maybe he's not so bad. He seems like a good guy. He can get a pass from me. I don't think it's that. I think it's people feel threatened for me. I think I have this I'm willing to look at people in the eye. I don't like it when someone's staring at me. I stare back. A lot of people won't do that, and I would do that. I see that as an act of aggression. A lot of times when people stare at you, I've talked about this before. People want to control you. People want to make you feel a certain way. I've done that. I remember in elementary school, I would like stare into someone's back, and at some point they'd be like in the desk in front of me. At some point they'd be like this, and then they'd turn around and they'd look right at me. Why right at me? Or they just felt like there was something happening. Someone was looking at them, and they turn around and then they see me staring. I think there's something to that. But yeah, like I was that guy. And then when they saw me and they saw my like direct stare, like they'd feel really uncomfortable. They wouldn't stare back because it's what I was doing was an act of aggression. I wanted to see how far I could take it, which is pretty messed up of me. But at this point, like I don't do that anymore, but I wouldn't tolerate someone doing that to me. I would stare back, and I have stared back at people that do that. Um, so I think I'm more violent than I give myself credit for. I think that I am very hypocritical in the sense that, like, I imagine situations where I think it often comes from a situation where someone has, like, brought me to a place of weakness where I will then create a scenario in my mind where I get back at them. I wasn't I was subdued, I was dominated in a situation, and then I will conjure up a scenario where I then dominate them. I think it's something that people do a lot, but doesn't make it right, of course. Um, but I guess the other thing I wanted to say is that I um, I haven't changed ever since finding the divine truth teachings. I can't. I feel like I can't say that I have changed. At one point, I thought that At least I wouldn't. At least I don't get angry at people, but I do. Like the way I get angry at people now is just I go in my room and I just think about it. I think about them and I think about how much I hate them. And I used to be willing to blow up at people and become enraged with them. And I don't do that now, but it's a form of rage to walk around with a cold shoulder. So, I can't say that I've changed. I, I look at myself trying to spread, the divine truth teachings, and I see that I haven't changed, and I got really upset this morning when, a lot of times I'll respond, I'll comment on people's videos, and I'll tell them how I think they're wrong for something they've said, or I'll present another way of looking at it. And in my mind, I think I'm spreading the message, but I am I am consistently what I find is that I'm consistently um, dismissed, and even when I share something with people, some of the divine truth teachings with people, it's like there's no, it doesn't do anything for them. Like the other day, I shared some of what I've heard about the spirit world, which of course I don't know. I only believe. So why am I sharing something that I don't know? But they were like, "Whose construction is that?" Like it's a construction. And for all I know, it is a construction because I don't know. It's funny because I feel like I've heard maybe 3,000 truths, okay, from Alan John Miller. And I have imbibed like 11 of those truths. Like I feel like I know something that I didn't know before, or there's something that I felt very strongly about that was like confirmed. And I feel like somehow I know that. But the rest of it, I feel like he has the most truth out of anyone I know. Out of my own, all of my spiritual wanderings and questioning, no one has provided me with an explanation of things as well as he has. No one has provided anything as cohesive as he has. So, I feel like I have some authority to say why, this is what this is. And I feel like it's somehow good for me to do that. But whether it is or not, I, I constantly find myself trying to proselytize to people who are not interested. And Jesus did remark at one point that if you're trying to get someone interested in something and they didn't ask you, if you don't find people asking you what you think, then you're just like going about it wrong. You have to you have to release something inside of you, some addiction that you have, where you like I know I've talked about this before in my video. I think it was sharing truth recently, but you have to release the addiction that you have to getting people interested in what you have to say. If people don't organically ask you your opinion, then people aren't interested. And there's something wrong with me. I can't believe that I am who I am. I cannot believe it. I can't believe that I'm this person. Like I've never really thought I was a good person, but I thought I was kind of fighting for the cause. But I constantly find myself just like I'm constantly disappointed in my sphere of influence, in my ability to communicate anything that's of value to people. And it's making me emotional right now because like that is very somehow that like strikes a chord that's really important to me, and I don't know if it's even coming from a good place. Like sometimes I feel like I am coming from a good place, but if I look at my reality, if I look at what's happening in my world, people aren't picking anything up that I'm saying. People aren't interested. And back in the first century, people were interested in Jesus. I mean, up to a point. At least he had some kind of, people listened to what he had to say. People waited to hear what he had to say. That doesn't happen for me. People cut me off. People dismiss what I have to say. People say I'm a fool. I mean, I feel really pathetic. And I don't know what to do, and I don't know why I would even, like, the fact that I made this video. There's something in me that I don't know why I think this is going to be a benefit. Like, I keep on making these videos, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know these things. Oh, damn. It's just funny to me. Let me reflect on this idea that it seems to be really true. If you want to do something and you try to stop yourself from doing the thing you want to do, like, unless you actually deal with the underlying issue, what Jesus would say, like, whatever traumatic experience or whatever, like, I put it in two camps. There's the pain that comes from what someone does to you, or the pain that comes from, like that you haven't released, or the pain that comes from what you do to yourself or to someone else. There's always a pain associated. Like, if someone harms you and you don't feel the pain of that, then it will stay with you and turn into other bad addictions and bad behaviors, and your life will be limited because of it. Or if you harm yourself or someone else, you will also experience a pain that if you don't feel, then then it stays with you. So I've tried to stop wanting to dominate people religiously. I've tried to stop wanting to comment on people's pages and tell them what is the true way in my way of thinking. And what I found is that I end up just doing it. I just do it anyway because I haven't dealt with the underlying issue. I haven't dealt with my own pain, and I don't want to deal with my own pain in every in every step that I take in my life. I find that I don't want to deal with my fucking issues. I don't want to deal with my anger. I don't want to deal with my fear. I feel, I mean, it's pointless for me to talk about this because it's not helping anyone else. But I really don't. But it's interesting to observe that it's very true that if you don't, I don't know if I haven't ever felt those things or dealt with any pain that causes me to engage in addictive behavior. So I can't even tell you that that is the way. But there is something that hinders me, that hinders a human being from carrying out what they think is their own wish. If I'm not making sense, let me clarify. If you want to anything, if you want to beat your spouse, and you see the bruises on their face, and you say, I can't do this anymore. I can't hurt this person like this anymore. But you don't deal with something, whatever else it is. I don't even know. I can't even tell you what it is. If you don't deal with what the underlying issue of what makes you do that, you're still going to do it. You're still going to do it. And you're going to be that drunk that comes back and is like, I'm a different person. I won't do that. But then you'll you'll get right back into it. You'll sit, and it could be alcohol, I'm not going to take another drink. But if you don't deal with whatever it is, you're still going to do it. So what I'm saying is that, like, Freud was right. Whatever is in the subconscious, that's going to be your behavior. It doesn't matter what the heck you say. I think that's the only positive thing that I can offer in this video. So I'll leave it there. Maybe it was of some value. I don't know why I'm monologuing on the values of my videos. Like, this is another thing too. Like, I can say all of this shit right now to you, and then I can say, I don't even want to make these videos anymore where I'm this hypocritical guy, trying to influence others in a good way. But I know that and I don't want to make any video anymore. I don't want to make as many until I actually change. But I know that I don't want to actually change because I don't want to feel my feelings. So I'm saying that I probably am going to keep on making these videos. So that's it. I don't have any good outro here, so I'm just going to end it.